Hello everyone, in this video I'm going to be putting in an apple tree near a tree stand. This is something I want to do for habitat for the wildlife and also, kind of manage the deer movement for hunting. So you can see I have a ladder stand here down in this creek bottom. There's a creek right in here under that maple that's down. It's a small creek, but the deer come in here and feed on these crab apples. You can see I have a scrape here that's pretty tore up. This is one of my favorite spots for archery, just because you can hunt it in most wind directions, and the bedding is all in this thick stuff here in the middle, and the deer filter out into these fields to feed at night. So I want to put an apple tree right where my shovel is. I think it'll be a good location for them to be able to feed and not feel pressured, and also it's in a good location from that stand. Plus I plan to, once it produces fruit, that's the hunting tower up there that you've seen on my channel. I plan to have a shooting lane down to here for in rifle season, so we'll have access to this tree. So anyway, that's the plan. I'm going to put it in. Here, I just want to show you what this root ball of this tree looks like. I grew this from a seedling. It's 3 years old now. Has a really good root system on it. I use fabric pots for most of our trees in our nursery, and I like them because I keep the trees in the ground all year. That way, if I don't sell all of them, they can go through the winter because they're in the ground and they won't freeze. Plus, if the roots need to go through them, they do, just like you see there. And pretty much I can't get that fabric pot off easily without maybe damaging the roots right now, so I'm just going to leave it on there and put this in the ground, and it should be fine. It actually helps retain moisture because that fabric itself kind of holds some moisture too. So overall, I think it's beneficial to the plant. If anyone knows otherwise, that could harm the plant long term, if you don't mind putting in the comments, I would appreciate it. But I've had pretty good luck with these. And they're supposed to be biodegradable too, so I'm sure it will degrade over time. But anyway, I'm going to leave it in that pot just because all the roots are growing through it anyway. And I'm going to widen up this hole so that all those roots go into soft dirt. Here I'm just spreading up some organic material, grass and goldenrod and anything that I can get, leaves. Just putting it around the tree so that it helps the soil retain its moisture, plus as this organic material breaks down it'll provide nutrients into the soil and hopefully help the tree grow. Plus the more mulch, I guess you would call it, you add, the less weeds and stuff you'll get around it, less sunlight gets to the soil. And here I use chicken wire to make cages for all my trees. I either use this chicken wire or I use like the 4-inch welded mesh fencing, usually 4 foot tall. In some cases I would recommend even taller because deer will reach out. I bet deer will reach up and nip those couple branches that you see that are just sticking out of the top of this fencing. But anyway, I just basically cut it the length you need, and then you can see I just take the tag ends of that mesh itself and then wrap it around each other to kind of seal the cage to itself, or hook the cage to itself. And then I use landscape stakes, like the 6-inch staple looking stakes to stake it to the ground. And if the tree is small and can't support the cage itself, I use like bamboo. You can buy like a whole package of bamboo at Home Depot or a box store for pretty cheap, and I use that bamboo to hold the cage up. So I'll put the bamboo in the ground and then run it through the holes in that mesh. But there I'm just putting in those landscape stakes, and that'll hold it. I make sure all the limbs are like kind of tapered upward and none are sticking through the fence. That way the deer won't nip them off. And that's about it for as far as fencing. If you don't fence an apple tree, the deer will eat it pretty much the first night that it's in the woods. At least that's been in my experience. That's going to wrap this video up. I put this tree in the first week of December. It's in dormancy. It does have a couple leaves left, but all the energy should be in the roots. We're expecting rain and warm temperatures for about the next week, so hopefully it gets established in this new site before winter really hits and the ground freezes. But I think it'll do well in this new location. It's going to be a good location for hunting and for the wildlife to access with basically limited pressure most of the year. Here I'm just giving you a gauge of how tall this thing is. I'm 6'1", and when I reach up I can almost touch an 8-foot ceiling, so I think this tree is like 9 to 10 feet, which is pretty impressive for a 3-year-old apple tree. Hopefully it produces fruit in the next 2 to 3 years. It would be awesome, but we'll see. Anyway, I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe. We are coming up on winter, end of January, hunting season ends, and that's when I really start my habitat work on the farm. And I do this for mainly timber stand improvement for the woods on our property. We have about 45 acres of agricultural fields and about 25 acres roughly of woods. And in the winter is when I manage the 25 acres. So if you enjoy that kind of content, let me know in the comments, and I will put some videos up of what I do for timber stand improvement. And I'm also probably going to put together some videos on what I do for wildlife habitat management. So that's when I go in those woods and really look at where the wildlife's spending its time, what can I do to improve their habitat, and forage as far as browse and things like that to get them through the winter. And that's when I also build rabbit huts and things to help the small game populations. So I'll make some of that content this winter. If you enjoy that kind of stuff, like I said, let me know in the comments. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe. I would appreciate it. Thanks for watching.